Good afternoon, folks. Welcome. This is Will at Cayman Vintage coming to you from Cayman. It is what date is today? Today is April 3rd. It's about 2:40 p.m. my time. I am on Central Time right now because of the U.S. time change. But anyway, it's been a while since I had a little video out, and boy, have I been busy. I've done so many things. I mean, I've fixed numerous boards and things. I've spent a couple days working on two Centrus 610 boards. They're back there somewhere. Setting. I already cleaned them and everything. I still need to test them. I've done some work on portables on a backlight version, and it's all working, so I'm happy with that. Um, and amazingly, the that portable. Oh, what was the problem with it? SCSI wouldn't boot, but I figured out what it was, and it's booting, and the backlight and everything works on it nice. So that and oh shoot, I feel a sneeze coming on. It's coming. There you go. Sorry about that. I've also done a haircut and everything, and um, I did have a shave, but I need to go and get one done again. Um, what else? What else has happened? Yes, that portable one, that portable backlight. The same person for that is getting one of those Centrus boards, and then someone else too is getting someone in actually Alaska is getting the other one, um, and continue. I have here a SE30 that I need to reload, and I haven't gone to Florida yet to pick up my big load of stuff that's sitting up there. I must have like 20 boards for people up there that I need to bring back down and work on, from SE30s to 2CI to 2FX and so on. So I have another SE30 here that I am working on. If I show you here on the desk, I've already taken off a lot of the chips. There's going to be another black one here. I've already put on a couple of the smallest things. So we're going to start putting on some of the chips and so forth, and um, we'll take it from there, right? Okay, so let's go on to the scope, and we will start doing some of these chips. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I've been doing some work on some various different machines. Um, get my focus good. Yours is very good. I need to straighten you up there. Yeah, so I've worked on various different machines over the past, well, since my last video. On top of that, I also take time for myself. I've been doing a lot more for myself and um, projects around the house. My non-recording voice is coming through. So I'm just fluxing a lot of these points right now, and then I'm going to pop the chips on there, and then we go on from there. I know you can't see what I'm doing right now because I'm putting chips on an area of the board that is not in the scope view. And I've also been cleaning up my workshop here a little bit and making things a bit nicer. So, but like I said, um, I worked on two. I actually have six of the boards of the Centra 610. Um, one, two, three, four. Yeah, so I got four sitting there. I man, I had six. I managed to fix two. One of them was for someone. The other one someone wants to buy from me, so I'll send it to them. And then I got four other ones, and they're doing something. Two of them are doing something funny, and I still need to work a bit more on that. Maybe someone else can tell me if they think they know what it is. Open to suggestions. The board will chime, but I get no IP video. And before you come and say that Central 610 requires battery, no, it does not. Okay, I've got the video to boot up. I've got it to work without battery. So it does not require a battery. It's not one of those that need it, like the 475 or the 575. Does the five? No, the 575 doesn't need it, but the 475 does. So the board will chime, and but then I don't get that second crackle on the speaker. And those of you that fix the machines and that know about that will understand what I mean by that second crackle. Now I'm going to plug my store here a little bit. A couple new things have been added. I have blue SE30s, internal and external. I've got the A2 DVI video board for Apple IIs. This is for Apple II, 2 Plus, 2E. Card that goes in there and gives you HDMI out. They're very good. And the configuration software you can download off of their GitHub and get the information, get it configured the way you want and need. I have the image on my FujiNet, which then is also a SD card drive. FujiNets are also available on the website. Lowest prices around, and my prices are lowest on just about everything compared to others. So please go take a look. ROM sim programmers are on the way. I have the boards are in Miami right now. So more of the Blink ROM is going to be soon available. The boards are also in Miami. And then I've got a non-Apple item. If you're a Commodore person, which I am also, I have the Kung Fu Flash 2 cartridge. I have 3 of them available because I needed one. So, and you know, with those PCB manufacturers, you can't just buy one, you got to buy multiple. So I bought 5. One I'm giving to my friend up in Florida, Frank S. And one is for me to keep. So I have 3 available. You know what? I know why that's out of focus, because I raised the board up and realized that I can't do that. Anyway, so Kung Fu Flash 2 is on there. I have another Commodore item that's on the way. It's the Teensy ROM. I'm going to have a couple of those available. Waiting for my keyboard for the Commodore PC 10 that I have, and I need a keyboard to work some more with it. Okay, so all those on one side is all soldered, so now I'm going to flip the board around and we're going to go tackle all of these other sides like this. Yep, done. Same thing here. There we go. There we go. See, nice and easy drag soldering. So be sure to visit the store. Lots of stuff is in there. ROMs, RAM, SIP RAM, universal ROMs, the old version, the new version, the 4 and 8. I don't think any of the, no, I don't have any Blink in stock right now. Blink ROM, that is. Blink RAM, I make them as they're ordered. But I think I got like 1 or 2 FujiNets still left. I have a bunch of Tash 20s, Blue SCSIs, and other stuff. And oh, don't forget, I mean, the SE30 compact card. I have have some of those available. The newer version that has an actually power switch on it. Okay, so those are all on there. Let's get these other two that are way over here by themselves. Okay. Now this is just a F240 and a resistor pack. Okay, so we just do a drag solder here. There we go. Okay. All right, so a lot of those chips are on. Not much of these small little chips left to put on right now. So let's go tackle all of these that are over here for the video circuitry. That's these right here. Okay. Let me move the board. I'm going to put these on. Then we'll come back and situate them better. I'm going with the 253s. Okay. All right, so anyone watch that video of Bruce fixing that watch? That was a nice change of vintage tech to fix. I found it very interesting. Same type of stuff, fixing traces. That was what I found out on those two Centrus boards I worked on. Most of it was trace related, especially around the clock chip down there by the crystal, by the CPU. There's one spot, I think it's U49 or 29, something like that, underneath that chip, and then also around the memory mux chips, between the memory, the ROM, and the video RAM. And those two resistor packs that are there, but in that field of 3 caps, that's the most common area for issues on the Centrus 610 boards. I do gotta say that a video from John from Big Bad Biologist helped me out with some issues. I was very happy with that. This video helped me with the one on by the crystal, by the oscillator, that the one by the CPU. Let's just go down there. Once I removed that one chip, I found a trace broken underneath. I fixed that and the board worked. So I got two more SE30s to do after this. I probably will not video those because I already got so many videos of doing SE30s. But it's work that I'm doing, and it is being done for the owners. Okay, I got two more of these small little chips to put on. Then come the PLCs. The next two here are the 175 chips for the serial communication. They do have a tendency of failing quite often. The good thing is that with the tech step, I can test that and I can find if there is a problem. Most of the time, if there is a problem with serial communication, the first thing I always check are the resistor packs, which are the chips that sit right back here. Okay, they're the bright yellow ones that are on the board usually. If they're okay, then I come to these two chips. One is for the serial side, one is for the printer side. Um, just replace them. That's the easiest thing to do. After that, if that still doesn't fix the problem, then I go to the 26 LS30s, which are these two small little chips right here. And if that still doesn't work, then I go to the big SCC chip, which is the bigger PLC. But usually the issue is in the first two steps. Either a resistor network or the 175 chip is bad. Okay, that's it for these small little suckers. So let's start on some other ones. I'm going to zoom out a bit more so I can get more view in. So this is the ASC chip, which is this one. I want to do a little bit of cleaning on this chip. I don't like how it looks. Yeah, especially around here. A lot of corrosion on those legs, so let's just do them all. Sorry, my fingers look a little blue. I was doing some work with some dye and got some blue stuff, blue fingers. I am a Smurf today. Some of you will remember the Smurfs. God, that's telling you how old I am. See, over here is the side that I found very dirty. Lots of corrosion right there on those chips. Not corrosion, it's just like old solder gunk. And when it's like that, it's gonna make it hard to solder. can smell it. It's starting to clean up now. Where's my, oh, my wick finished. I like to run a little bit of wick on this because then I'm gonna try to. The wick acts as a sandpaper, and it scrapes some of that gunk off. You know, see how much nicer that became? Alright, so that's gonna make it a lot nicer to solder on. Let's go to soldering. There we are. Comes right here. And one is this dot here. The picture's right there. The angled piece. I'm surprised he put the. I don't remember on the older boards. Let me check something on these purple boards. Now, revision 4 has them under the chip also. Let me look at revision 3. Yeah, that has them under it also. I was looking at something because I found it strange. I thought that that dot was always on the outside, not under the chip like it is here now. All right, so we're gonna put this chip on here, just like that. I'm gonna solder the corners and line it up. That looks about right. All right, those two corners are down. Those two are down. Okay, so now I can drag all the rest of this. Okay. So let's start from now. Am I gonna have this board chime on the first go? I think so. All right, this is the side that may give me a little bit of trouble. It's the side where all these caps leaked onto it, and that's where a lot of that corrosion was that I was cleaning off. I want to put a little bit more flux there. Some things I don't. Make sure it attaches good. Okay. Yep, that looks good. No bridges. That one is on. I'm not going to do these small ones yet here because I'm going to put those in a socket. So now this is the SEC chip. That looks okay. We're going to put that straight on. And goes on like that. Okay. So now this board, what I said, but I don't have an owner for. I didn't say who it was for yet. I have a couple boards in Florida that I told the people that I'm just gonna bring up ready-made boards and just swap with them. So that's what these three boards are that I'm doing now. They don't care that they get back the board with their original parts as long as they get a functioning board. So if I have spare boards, I'll do that because then I can return the person the board right away. So so this board and the next two, don't know who they're for yet. I'll have to look at my notes and see who I promised them to. I think I got a bridge here. Yeah, gone now. Okay. This is the SCSI chip. Okay. All right. Oh, that 2FX reloaded that I did, I really enjoyed that. That was a nice board to work on. Matter of fact, that board is still sitting here. I gotta mail it out to Joachim out in Sweden. This weekend I'll get some things ready that I need to ship out. I'm trying to get them out Monday. There's no point in doing it for tomorrow because I'll just sit here on the island the entire weekend. I do have a new tool coming. I bought a new moo machine, a new solder sucker machine. About the same one Jan Beta uses in Germany. I refuse to go pay $300 for a Haku one. Okay, that chip is on. Now let's do the swim, which is this one. So this one I think was $159. And if it's good enough for Jan Beta, it's good enough for me. So, and this one is real easy to get the extra filters, get parts for it. And to get the canisters and the seal kits and so forth, and to fix it yourself, which is what I really wanted. It's one that's got the pump is in the base, not in the pistol grip piece. So I should have some pretty good suction. It was just delivered to Miami today for me, so don't think it'll fly down until Monday. All right, now we have two VIA chips to put on. And they go right here next to each other. 1, 2, and then that's the ADB. I may want to clean this one up a little bit, yeah. If I don't, it's going to give me some high points and difficulty to solder on. So let's just clean right there. Oh no, don't go to 320. All right, let's bring this back into view. And first VIA right there. 310. Wow, in 30 minutes I've done all this already. I need to bring this more over here. Yeah, because I've only been on for 30 minutes, have I not? Yeah, 33 minutes. And I got most of these PLCs already on. Wow. Coming together nicely. Bridge, go away. I've gotten so good at this, or so well trained, that I can see when there's a bridge without even really looking at the chip. Okay. We got this other VIA here. Let's see how that chip looks. It's got some high points too. Let's get rid of those. can see where I didn't put flux. Right away it starts acting up. Okay. I need to order some more flux. Okay. Remember some boards that I first did, I was finding that they wouldn't boot up, and then I go look and I totally forgot to solder some sides of the chips. Done that on some of these vias. I soldered 3 sides instead of all 4. All right, that's all 4 sides. Let's do this ADB. Yeah, this one I need to clean a little bit too. Okay, it's secured enough. Sometimes the smallest chips give you the more trouble. See, I get a nice little puff on the legs, and that's how I know if it's soldered good. Once you see that little pyramid or that raised pitched, not 45-degree going from the pad to the leg, then you know you're okay. All right, that's it for the small ones. Let's get these bigger ones put on. This is the glue chip. All right, I'm just gonna flux this up and then I want to clean it up too. Just because the chip is bigger, it just means I got more pins, but the soldering method is the same. The nice thing is this is the revision 5 board. Bull made these pads a little bit bigger, so it's very nice to solder. Okay, so that's holding. Now I'll turn and go to this side. See, now that's secure. Now I'll just come and drag it. I can do all the other ones. Just because of longer pads now, it just means it takes a bit more solder. But look at that. Yep, done. Perfect. Now, I know there's a new revision about to come out, hopefully. And really what that is a change. That's something that my team asked him to do. Okay, so 2 sides done. Can't be easier to solder, boy. Especially on that FPU. That one on the earlier revision boards was very difficult to solder. Now, oh, it's just as easy as this one. Look at that. Yep, we're done. Glue chip is on. That's it. Last PLC. Well, the other 3 go in sockets, so this is good to put on the way it is. Okay. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to just test this board after just putting these on, but some other things that need to get put on. And to think of it, when we started this video, only thing I had on here were a couple transistors and diodes and one voltage regulator. I had on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little pieces. And now in less than an hour, look at how much is already on it. Look at that. Hey, nice. Okay. I need to gather a bunch of stuff together. So what I'm gonna do is, so I don't bore you, I'm gonna pause the recording and then I will come back. All right, folks, I have basically come back here. It's been a couple hours, but I did some more work on this board. I did it off camera and to show you where I'm at. I basically have it ready to test. I've got the 2 serial on. I don't have the audio on yet. I got the SCSI on, the external, not the internal. So there's still some things missing, especially like RAM, 4 more, the PDS slot. But I have enough on here for me to boot up, for me to try to actually power on. I have not powered on yet. So basically we're gonna see, here's my little screen and the compact card. We're just gonna put this on here. This is nice for bench work because I do not need to use a big case and CRT. I have a Pico ATX right here. You can use any ATX power supply, and it's got the RGB to HDMI capability built in. And provide you all the voltages, all the buttons for the RGB, including some headers and pin connections for different things that you may want to use. But for a bench, I don't need any of those. So I'm gonna, speaker is here. I don't have tone, but I'm getting screen. My SCSI's over here. You'll see it now. Come on. I think. Oh, oops. All right, let's just restart. I just power cycled it again. I don't know why I'm not getting audio. Because I did do the jumper connection on the back, and SCSI don't want to boot. I do got. Oh no. There it goes. Sorry. There it goes. Okay, so it is booting up, but now I need to figure out why I don't have audio. The chips are on correct. That's on there. I did jumper those two on the back. Memory's blinking okay, so that's fine. I mean, it boots. Okay, I just got some minor issues here. I need to find out what my problem is with audio. I did solder everything on. I did put the jumpers back. Yes, I did. You see, I did jump back here because on these boards, if you jump those 2 connection points, you'll bypass the audio jack, and you should get audio coming out. sure none of these legs or these chips are bent or anything. No. I may have to check this chip under the scope, make sure all connections are there. Oh boy. Okay, well, I may have to problem solve this a little bit more. Screen's coming there. There it is. And we should boot. Come on. Why is it doing that? And then it goes to SCSI. So I need to check. So I think I may have a bridge somewhere that's causing some problems. So I'm gonna go back off camera and I'm gonna check over that and see if anything. I'll be back. All right. Well, remember when I told you all something about forgetting to solder a side of a chip? What do you see there? What did I forget to do? Oh, you can't see. Oh, I may go to the scope view. Okay. I know it's out of focus, but give me a second here. What was forgotten to do there? And that's on the SEC chip. Told you something like that was missing because I wasn't getting sound and SCSI was booting, but it was taking a while. So I forgot to solder this side. Told you it happens. And then the other thing with the sound was I forgot the inductor back here. This guy, I forgot to put this guy on. So, because the sound goes through that. And without that, it's not going to work. So, now that we did that, let's come back here. Put on speaker, put this on, put that on, stick in the ROM. And do we have sound? And do we have booting? Oh, I still don't have sound. But let's see if the booting is any better. If I don't get that question mark and then go to SCSI. Never had that before. I wonder what's causing that. The diode is on the correct way. The fuses are there. And there it goes. That is very odd. And then I wonder about that audio. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to see. Let me check my other SE30s that are here. Those two are soldered in. I can't borrow that one. I got that one has a broken pin and it's soldered on. Oh, cannot borrow from this board. Those are soldered in. I have another SE30 laying around here with socketed. 2CI don't use the same chips. FX doesn't. I can't borrow from those. Oh boy. I think it might be something with these chips here that I'm not getting audio. You know what? Let me try something here. Let me see if I get it through my headphones. It might be something. No, I don't get it through the headphones either. Okay. So I still got a problem out here somewhere, and y'all know what? I'm getting tired. It is almost 10 o'clock here. So I think I'm gonna call it the end of video for this and tackle this tomorrow. I do have gym tomorrow. So, but anyway, this is as far the board is now, so it's almost there. Just a couple two minor little things that I need to solve and see what they are. Could it be a bridge down there? Because that's very weird with that SCSI doing that. I didn't finish checking all the chips to see if I don't have any bridges anywhere, so I'll have to continue doing that and see what I can find on this board and then report on that in the next video. But for now, folks, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all being here. You can find me on kmacvintage.com and on X. I'm on Blue Sky, but I really don't do much there. So the best way to reach me if you need to is to send me an email, kmacvintage at gmail.com, and I'll try to answer there. I have a lot of SE30s reloads to do that are coming up. So why is that still there with a dot on it? So anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you can. If you're not a sub, please try to sub and help me get the numbers up a little bit. Be on the lookout for part 2 of this video because I'll let you all know what the outcome was on this board. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good night. Bye bye.